Hey, beer digesters. Finally in the midst of a heat wave here in the Boston area, so I'm not reviewing in the living room where it's nice and beautiful. I'm closer to the AC. But we're still reviewing a cool new IPA like I usually do. It's Citra-Hero from Revolution Brewing with a silly flashy can. I reviewed their Citra, or their Galaxy, and their Crystal Hero featuring those two hops, and I found them to be really similar. I think the way they use their yeast and malts and IPAs at Revolution creates a pretty constant sort of candy flavor that then is like moved to sort of one end of the fruity hop spectrum by whichever hops they use. And this one I think is actually a single hop Citra IPA. At least that's the way it looked from their website. They didn't mention any of their hops or anything. Whereas the other heroes are featuring a hop but have other hops in there. This is 7.5% alcohol, the strongest of all their heroes. And it is coming up on just about 3.5 weeks old. So it should still be pretty good, maybe not perfect. And they said they use like red wheat and Belgian aromatic malts in this one, which I think they probably use in the other heroes. Let's see if it looks the same color, because the other heroes were rather amber. Then they dry hop this with a pound of Citra per barrel, which is a good amount. This actually looks maybe slightly paler. No, it's about the same color as the other heroes. And the regular anti-hero, their year-round regular IPA, is lower alcohol than all these. It's actually 6.5. So I don't really know how all the heroes are connected exactly. But I think this one, yeah, it looks a little bit darker on camera. Of course, if I bring it real close, you can see. It's got a little bit of a reddish amber hue to it, but it looks quite a bit like, actually kind of like, almost like Heady Topper, maybe just a shade darker, but this is a wide glass, so it looks a little darker than it is. Really nice head, looks quite a bit like the other Revolution brews. And I think it's almost totally filtered. Since it's warm out, the condensation is making like the a fake haze kind of appear on the glass. A really nice, beautiful head sticking around, thick, soapy. It looks like a very hoppy beer, even though it is rather filtered. Yeah, I'm getting that a resinous hop aroma, but not necessarily big classic Citra aromas. Maybe a little bit of passion fruit, but that slightly caramely malt. I guess it's the red wheat and the Belgian aromatic malt. It's probably that Belgian malt they use that really adds a unique, slightly toffee sort of flavor to it that makes it sort of more old-fashioned type IPA. I think this is what a lot of Midwestern brewers are making with their IPAs for the last 15 years or so. It's not quite as caramely and toasty and dark as like a 60-minute IPA, which is really old-fashioned at this point. But it's not huge in the hop citrus aroma department. It smells nice, but there's a little bit of a sort of cotton candy bubblegum thing that I think is the combination of their slightly caramely malt with the citrusy hops. Let's do it. It's nice. They said 85 IBUs, but in the first sip, not too bitter at all. And not too much heat. But the Citra, maybe this can is getting just a little too old. But I'm not getting a lot of special Citra qualities popping out at me in this beer. It's pretty good. It's got some berry notes to it, definitely. And it kind of reminds me of Zombie Dust, actually. It's sort of more in that vein, where you have a good amount of toffee-ish malt happening with the citrusy, resinous hops. Kind of not blowing the malt out of the water. But I feel like, yeah, there's a little bit of a, not quite old hop flavor, but hop fading happening, unfortunately. Even though these cans just showed up this week in New England. It's nice, I'd like to maybe try a little fresher, but these Revolution Heroes are, I don't know, not really separating the hops that well. They're not showcasing them as much as they're talking about. They're trying to do it, I guess. I'm not super keen on this. I'm glad I only grabbed the one can. It's fine. The heat isn't too much. The bitterness isn't too much. But I wonder if if I got all these fresh, tasted all the heroes side by side, like if they would be that much different. I think I maybe like the Galaxy Hero more, even though Citra and Galaxy are quite similar. The Galaxy Hero wasn't quite as strong, and I noticed that I think it was sweeter, and the Galaxy kind of tropical quality made it just more like a candy sort of luscious experience. This one seems like it might be really similar to the other ones, they just ferment it slightly stronger. But it's, yeah, I'm not getting all the different facets of Citra hops in this beer, unfortunately. Though there are no real flaws. But it's just kind of old-fashioned. I don't know. Maybe the Mosaic Hero will come out here soon and I can give that one a try. But I think it's probably once or done for all these different hero varieties. The Anti-Hero actually might be the one I like the most, because I'm not into these ones that are super strong in alcohol, but then there isn't the upping of the hop aroma and everything like that. I'm probably just going to give this like an 80. And it's really, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing super special about it. I just think they could have really let Citra shine a little bit more in this beer, and even in their IPA style, I could have gotten more out of it. It could be also that it's 3.5 weeks old, but it was in the can, probably stored in the correct manner. But it's just it's honestly it's a little bit boring. Maybe I'll even do 78 or something like that. Alright. Goodbye.